Imagine as a man, you're in a relationship with a woman that you love, so much so that you want to marry her. And let's take it a step further. You marry her and you have a child. And I'm not saying that everything is perfect, because life has its shares of ups and downs. But despite the shares of ups and downs, you still move along. Now, in any relationship or any friendship, what we do notice is that people change over the years. And that's okay too if you love them, because you will adjust to them. And that is exactly what you're doing. As a man, you're providing. As a man, you're doing everything you're supposed to do for your family. And let's say, for example, you were a rich man, and when your wife first met you, she said, "I'm not even concerned about your money. I don't want any of these things. I just want you." And you buy into that. And because of that, you are a man that's still doing for your family what you're supposed to be doing. But then one day, everything changes. Or should I say, things fall apart. Your wife all of a sudden decides to move out and takes your child. And you're trying to get on the phone to plead for her not to leave you, but she don't want to hear it. She's been influenced by her friends that she needs to go. And you are devastated. I mean, everything in your life is devastated. Your business moves, your plans are devastated, and you don't know how to handle it, because there's not so much help for men, especially black men who are going through such an experience. But somehow you overcome it, and somehow you move past it, and you even get into a new relationship. And then you find out that your wife is making a message like this.
I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember, like, when I made like the decision, I was like hysterically crying on the phone with my attorney. That was not the person I should have been on the phone with. When, like, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I was hysterically crying. And I was not in any position to make that decision. I was extremely emotionally intoxicated. We can be intoxicated with our emotions.
Yes, friends, this is not a movie. This is the story of Tyrese and his ex-wife, Samantha Lee. Remember, she left him, and not only did she leave him, she cost him over $1 million in lawyer fees. And when she did that, she also got another $20,000 a month in alimony. And she did that after signing a prenup. Get that, signing a prenup. But now she's talking about that, you know what, I wish I would have never left the guy. I should have stayed around and all of this. And Tyrese clapped back. He challenged that. Well, if you really love me and if you really meant it, why are we still going to court? Why do you have me still paying this money? Why are you doing all of this? And why are you doing all of that? Because all of that is a lie. You still got all these attorneys on me. Nothing is changing, so I'm not trying to hear it. And it got so bad that people jumped on Tyrese's side. All along, we thought that maybe he was the issue, at least some of us. But with her own admission, we know that she's the issue. And it's interesting because Samantha Lee Gibson is on YouTube as a creator who preaches accountability. You would almost think that she's like a female Kevin Samuels or something. But she responded with this message to all of the haters.
I'm not gonna allow this to be twisted. I took accountability in that interview. I don't take anything back that I said. When you grow and you learn and you're in relationships with people and you go from those relationships and you grow from those relationships, you have to take accountability for what you did and your part in it. It's not healthy to always blame other people. You have to own your stuff and let that be that. And that's what I'm going to do. And so you can say whatever you want about me. You can say whatever you want. Most of you guys don't know half of the story. You don't need to know half the story. All you need to know is that I took accountability, and I'm glad that I did. I'm happy that I did. I don't take that back. No matter how crazy it's gotten. I would never seen that coming, but I'll take it back. So cool. But again, you can't ask people to, I can't go on my platform and I can't say that, ask for people to take accountability for their actions and I don't take accountability for mine. And so at the end of the day, I can't preach, accountability, take accountability, or say women should take accountability, and I don't. I think that it's important for me too, without shading somebody else, without saying, oh, they did this or they did that. And a lot of times we can get into that. We can get into blame shifting and doing a lot of things instead of just sitting in that seat and just saying, you know what? There are things I could have done better, and hopefully somebody can learn from my mistakes.
But then Tyrese claps back and he explains why she is not so real. Guys, this is going to be devastating, but check it out.
I'm about to get put out of my place. I can't afford to live there anymore. So then 3 days later, after wrestling with, man, what was that call about? She texts me and she says, can you watch Soraya for the next 2 weeks? Because I'm about to get put out of my place. I can't afford to live there anymore. I got to downsize and move into something else. And my fucking heart dropped because I said, wow, you called me after almost a year to finally have this conversation about reconciliation, which was disingenuous. It wasn't real. It was not a God moment. It wasn't you realizing that leaving your husband and your family, as harsh and as heartless and as and as traumatic and as vile and calculated as that was, you did not feel a way about leaving your husband and your family. You were entertaining reconciliation because you couldn't afford to stay in your townhouse anymore. She had 2 friends to call me, and she's like, oh man, Sam's about to call you. She wants to reconcile. She said that God has really showed her that she wants to for a marriage and family. So I get on the phone with these 2 friends. One happens to be Aventer, and I get on the phone and I'm talking and I'm listening, and I'm like, okay. So then tell Sam to call me. So she called and we talked. We were on the phone for about 3 hours. And the first thing I had to say to her was, you'll notice how fast I called you back, which means I don't need 10, 12 chasing me, trying to talk me into anything. And I don't want to play this game. I've been chasing you for almost a year. Now that you're ready to finally get back into marriage, I want you to chase me. I want to play a game. I'm not playing no game. I'm going to get on the phone and we're going to talk about it. So after we talked for like 3 hours, I told her the first thing, you may call Zelly or think of Zelly as some influencer, fat booty, vixen. You may put her in the category of whatever you as a woman put her in the category of, but this is my girl. I'm in a full-on relationship. You left me. I have not talked to you. I have not been able to get you to call me back. You have literally left me, this marriage and this family for dead, and everything that you've accused me of in this paperwork and everything that has been revealed to me about your intentions, I can't unsee that. I can't unfeel that. I can't undo that.
So Tyrese was actually looking to get back with his wife, despite what all that she did to him. Not saying he's perfect, but that's a stand-up man who really wants to be with his family. But Samantha Lee Gibson tried it on her own. She thought she graduated from marriage like Tia Mowry. She thought she was going to be able to do something different, and when she couldn't do something different and live that life that she wanted to by herself, she was like, you know what? I can't even afford to stay on my townhouse. I'm about to get put out. Let me go back to my husband who will make sure something is okay for me. although I really don't love him or respect him. And this is a harsh reality that a lot of successful men are going to go through. A lot of women that you come across are going to do one thing in your presence, guys, and that is pretend. That is to act, okay? They're going to act like they care about you. They're going to act like they love you. And you're going to want to believe that they love you because you're going to feel like, well, I'm a great catch. I'm hardworking, or I'm good looking, and I'm all of this and that. You very well may be, but it could also be an act. Look at all of these athletes out here who are in their physical prime, who have height, who have good looks to some of these ladies, and these women dream over them. But yet these guys end up in the worst situations, in child support, in divorce court. Why? Because the women were acting. They didn't care about them. And if you're a successful guy, guess what? You're gonna have a lot of people, especially women around you, who will be pretending. And if you're dumb enough to believe that these people care about you because of you, you're crazy. Most people want to deal with you for what you can give them. That's the facts. If men don't understand that, you're crazy. You gotta look at the fact that you have something and people want it. It's not because you're such a great person. It's nice to be a great person, but that's probably why people don't like you. They like you because of what you have. And in Tyrese's case, that's what he learned, and that's what many of you gotta also learn. They're around you for what you can do for them, but really they want something else. I would always at least feel like that until proven otherwise. And that's what Tyrese has found out. Hey, if she was doing very well, if she blew up on YouTube like she thought she was gonna do and not making those struggle TikToks and YouTube shorts, he'd never hear from her. But because she's doing bad, she wants to come back. And like I said, I think what he's doing is great. Let her stay there by herself. Let her continue to suffer. That'll teach her the next time, if she ever gets a chance, to never leave her husband for no reason. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of Celebrity Drunk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.